A very good Wednesday morning to everyone out there. Landon here with you to bring you your weather or not forecast, courtesy of none other than On Target. Take a look out there early this morning, folks. We have got the temperature roller coaster that is going to be in full swing. We had the freezing cold temperatures there yesterday. We're going to warm up significantly as we work throughout the day. And it's all because of our setup. We got this area of low pressure to our north and west. We got this area of high pressure located down to our south. We have flow around areas of high pressure that work in a clockwise motion. They work in a counterclockwise motion around areas of low pressure. These two pressure systems that are closely aligned near our vicinity is really going to tighten up our pressure gradient and bring very, very strong southwesterly winds to the region throughout the day, before shifting out of the north and west overnight and bringing a drastic cold shot that'll be setting up here across the region. You will know with these southwesterly winds, we already have clouds that are thickening up across the region, with only thicker cloud cover expected to arrive as we progress throughout today. We'll kick things off overlooking the Sexton Bin Builder Sky Camp. Down in Gold City, we got the stratus layer there that's blanketed across the Wobbles community early this morning. Peachtree New Sky Cam showing similar conditions over Morgantown as well. Now, temperatures have fallen. They're not as cold as what they were this time yesterday, but we are right around the freezing threshold, splitting the difference across the entirety of the region. We're going to be taking highs all the way up between the mid and upper 40s this afternoon. A few of us might hit the 50-degree mark. Folks, enjoy it despite the wind speeds, because we are going to be looking at a major jolt of colder air that's going to arrive late tonight and pretty much take us all the way through sunrise on Saturday. All right, so we can jump over here real quick and we can take a look at the current surface map and how it appears this morning. You note the alignment of the high pressure to our south and east and the low pressure to our north and west. By the time we roll into this evening, this is how the surface map is now going to appear, okay? We're rolling into the 6 to 9 p.m. time frame. Still going to have those very strong southwesterly winds pouring in here throughout the entirety of today. We're going to be looking at southwesterly winds gusting upwards of 30 to 40 miles an hour. They'll be holding off till around mid-morning before they really crank up and then continue onto this afternoon, okay? So let's break it down for you. As we work throughout the day, we get wind speeds of 15 to 25 miles an hour that have already impacted the region. And very quickly, folks, by mid-morning, taking us all the way into the afternoon, look at those wind speeds. 30 to 40 plus miles an hour is going to continue to plague the region. As we get into the overnight, they will let up to an extent. However, as we continue on that pathway, that is whenever the cold front is going to be arriving right around the pre-dawn hours of our Thursday morning, okay? Take a look at the alteration in wind chills. So despite highs reaching near 50 degrees today, the thickening of the cloud cover will keep our wind chills firmly located down into right around the upper 30s to lower 40s region-wide. But wait. Here comes the cold front throughout the overnight. You will note this drastic surge in much colder temperatures arriving right here out of the north and west. And by the time we get into sunrise, folks, early tomorrow morning, look at these readings. We're going to be all the way down to the single digits, real-time readings around the low and mid-teens for the vast majority of us. Folks, we've been preaching this all week. Protect your pipes. You got On Target's emergency number right here in case you were to suffer any water breaks or anything of that nature. You got the crew coming out today. They're going to help winterize the Weather and I Bowling Green compound with some gutters, taking a look at the crawl space and things of that nature. I cannot recommend them enough. As we get into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be keeping wind chills trapped down between the low and mid-teens across the board. So despite sunshine coming back into the fold tomorrow, folks, it is going to be absolutely frigid. We work throughout the overnight and we get into the sunrise hours of our Friday. Wind chills remain locked down into the low and mid-teens, and it looks like that they're not going to be escaping the 20s as we work throughout our Friday. So long story short, our early season jolt of these winter-like temperatures are going to hold strong at least through the end of the work week. All right. But what about after that, Landon? Well, let's go ahead and let's break it down. We're going to get another big swing after we work through the weekend with high pressure setting up to our south and east. Look at this moisture plume that's going to be arriving here as early as Sunday afternoon into Sunday night, streaming in out ahead of our next weather maker that's going to be arriving here out of the north and west. Okay, we get the counterclockwise flow around these areas of low pressure that's going to help draw up this moisture surge, along with high pressure down to our south and east. We're looking at likely rain showers taking over. Okay, they will begin as scattered in nature on Sunday afternoon, becoming widespread Sunday night, all the way into our Monday as well. And we'll have to keep an eye on things for our next weather maker. It could be developing right on the back side of that in the late Tuesday night on into our Wednesday time frame as well. Okay, so taking a look here at our weather story, our focus is on what our temperatures are going to be doing here in the short-term time period. The winds and the wind chills, folks, that is the name of the game. Minimum wind chill forecast for us is pegged right around the upper single digits overnight. And folks, you can see here throughout our Thursday, wind chills not getting out of the teens. We may creep up to right around the lower 20s for wind chills in the Friday time frame. But getting into Saturday as well, we're going to keep it cold as promised, with wind chills being mitigated between the low and mid 30s. All right. So the good news is we will see an upswing on the temperature scale as we get into our Sunday. If you want to take anything that's not great news, is the widespread rain showers that'll be taking over as a result as well. Total rainfall amounts valid from this morning over the next 7 days at 6 a.m. next Wednesday morning. We've got 1 to 3 inches there is kind of the cusp that we're looking at. We'll hone this down and get a little bit more better idea as we get closer to time, because folks, we are still a week out, which some consider as voodoo country in the weather model world. Okay, here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast brought to you by Ohio Valley Insurance. Clouds already on the uptick this morning. They'll continue to increase through the day. Despite highs hitting the 50-degree mark, extraordinarily strong winds, 30 to 40 miles an hour at times. Brutally cold overnight with single-digit wind chills a possibility. We'll be looking at highs on Thursday, only hitting the 30-degree mark, wind chills not out of the teens. Low and mid-teens for your Thursday night, mid-30s for Friday with wind chills down to the 20s. Moderating temperatures throughout the weekend on into the early days of next week, but note the uptick in widespread rain showers as we progress from Sunday on into Monday to kick off the new work week. Folks, that'll wrap up your Wednesday morning hump day edition of your Weather or Not forecast, brought to you by On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. Have a fantastic Wednesday.